And guys, I'm pretty tired. I'm gonna make a little short video. Um, Basically, these motherfuckers, these gangstalkers, they need it. I'm gonna name this video. You know, I guess organized stalkers required to do it. Because if they don't, they won't feel any sort of purpose in life. They're too unskilled, too enlightened, too dull to really get anything else accomplished in life. They're not just superhumans that are all able to just get a lot of shit done. They're the opposite, a bunch of lazy fucks that cling to people's sanity as a game, and workplace harass people. They want to provoke you. They want to destroy your reputation. The Masons are involved. A lot of your police officers are involved. If they're not involved, they know about it, which is just as bad. If you know about this and you're not willing to come forward, you are a criminal with a guilty conscience. That is what you are. So, if you're a perp and you're listening to this, you're chief handler, you think you're cool because you shaved your beard and you look better. No, you look ugly as fuck still, dude. You still look like an ugly, piece of shit. So, you're not winning. Your wife's probably ugly too. She's probably an NCP perp troll just like you. She has to be, because another thing you'll notice is if most of the time perps will only date other perps. Occasionally they'll try though, at the point where because they need it so much and they need information and they need whatever they can gather, whatever data they can try to forward back to chief handlers of the world. I mean, the lowest of the most dull and most idiotic and low IQ people to exist. And that's why they're empowering mediocrity, guys. That's why they're, just go to school, get a degree, and then your life will be set up from there. Basically, what all that is indoctrination at this point. I've seen it firsthand because I've experienced it. So if you're a target and you're wondering why, college isn't working for you, because they gang stalk you at the universities too. They do. And they get the staff involved. It's not even really the students, the staff, the actual professors and the student and the chat room that I was involved with. It's Colorado Technical University. They're running a fraud scam over there. I mean, they're defrauding people out of their education and they're ripping people off. And people have stated this clearly. I don't know how they're still an operational business, because the university is a business at the end of the day. They don't care if you graduate, if you're a target. They would just want you on the hook for debt. If I were a target and I were thinking about getting into cybersecurity or whatever, like computer work, like I am just to the point where I'm not even going to try to go back to college because it's a ripoff for me personally. They blacklisted me from certain systems, from the Matrix. First responders are involved. Police, like I said, probably parts of my family are definitely involved. A guy told me this a while back who ended up being a perp, and some of these people are really good at hiding it for a while, but they'll drop you little hints. And sometimes they'll be either coerced, threatened, bribed, or they're terrified because they know they just decide to chime in with it because they know you're under 24/7 surveillance. So they know if they disrespect you and they leave little hints, they're sort of paying their dues forward to the regime and helping the regime out, all the while they're just protecting their own life, all the while they're throwing you under the bus to appease and to appeal to the masses that are brainwashed, and that don't even. Most people are blind to this, and you'd be surprised. There's a lot of people that don't even know about organized stock. They have no idea. They think you're crazy. That's why it used to fit so well as a mental illness, but now they're really not even hiding it anymore. This is pre-New World Order sort of shit. They are going to do this until they have absolute control and power and domination over the whole world. And that's why they're testing, technology on people. because they need these desperate narcissists, these desperate gangstalkers. They need to feel like they're always in control of every single thing about society. Every dollar that's transacted, they want to know about it. Every purchase that's made, they want to videotape it. Every search that's made on Google is saved. Same thing with Bing. Um, they have harvested all this data. It's been confirmed. The NSA has been harvesting archives for decades, and they've probably had a lot of this technology before it was even released to the general public to perfect it. And then some of it, the only way to know how it's going to work, I mean, obviously they're not going to get people to consensually allow this indefinitely. So they'll do it and they'll slowly kill targets, and they'll see what works, what doesn't. Uh, they'll test it, research it, grow it, build it, develop it out, make open source and closed source code for it. There's supercomputers, I'm sure. People have talked about remote neural monitoring. I mean, that technology is real. Um, so this stuff is, a lot of this stuff is real. You guys are talking about V2K, stuff, that shit's, I think it's real. Um, microwave energy that could, sort of cause like clouded thinking, or, like sort of like altering someone's thoughts and injecting fake thoughts, or provoking them to speak when they weren't going to speak, or making it look like they can control someone. I've had it where they've been shooting my body a lot with electric waves. They've been shooting and zapping my muscles, and it's like somebody wants to touch me wirelessly. That's what it feels like. So somebody's putting their hands on my, or somebody's like rubbing me with signals. And so I'll just be trying to sleep, and then all of a sudden they're hitting me. They're shooting my legs, they're shooting my arms, or whatever, and they're just connecting. And I don't know if they can really feel what I'm feeling, but I think that they're trying to. I think they're trying to feel what I'm feeling while I'm just sitting there, while I'm just laying down, or just walking, or just going about my day, and just a walking experiment. Been experimented on for decades. And that's basically like being sentenced to life, like a life sentence without parole. Hopefully, I win this state civil lawsuit. Now, the other lawsuit that I had, I opted out of. I know I posted this stuff on GoFundMe, and if you guys could please drop something in the comment section, or not in the comment section, on to my link. It's attached to this profile on this channel. Do that, that'd be very generous of you. I greatly appreciate it. When I get the money, I'll return the favor. So yeah, I mean, this stuff's just relentless, and they keep, yeah. A second, 1 second, yawning. I'm so tired. Like I said, it's not going to be too long. They keep hammering home on sensitizing targets to strobe light vehicles, one headlight out. To me, at least. I can probably touch on that with what other people are doing with. I can't say verbatim. Different groups are involved for different reasons. Some of them are more evil. They have more evil intentions than others. Some of them actually want to kill the target and corner them, and kill them, and maybe get their organs, like I said, or kill them for sex. Sex traffic people. Every year, I don't know if this statistic is true, 600,000 Americans go missing. And 60% of them are adults, 40% of them are under age 18. Again, it's hard to believe some of the stats out there. I think that they always lowball. You notice that they lowball the statistics, so that the ratio seems more probable to be that it's not as severe as it is what their stats are saying. So that's like, oh, that's a lot of people, but that's not that many. That's a lot of people. That's 600,000 new people a year that are going missing, either voluntarily. I think most of them are not voluntarily; it's involuntary. So it's against their will and against their choice and decision to go missing. Most of those people. Some people just want to disappear, though. They don't want to be found. They want to escape their life and start a new life somewhere. And that's, I'm trying to do that too. And I think what I'm gonna have to do is most of this stuff I'm gonna have to just um, most of my other couple of my other sources of income I'm gonna have to do online. I'm just required to at this point because, and thank God I got a new laptop. I replaced the Google Chromebook that I had, which was really not a bad Chromebook. It had been attacked by these Gangstalkers again. They just want to know if they can't see you suffer. They want to know that they did. They caused some trauma. They caused some pain. They caused some damaged property. That if you want that piece of property again, you've got to buy it all over again. Get the money for it after they're already workplace harassing and workplace blacklisting. They've got to. They've got to. They've got to do it. They've got to get your attention. They've got to walk out in front of you with their dog. They've got to throw something at you. They've got to cut you off in traffic like they did today to try to provoke a reaction, try to cause road rage. The whole time they're smiling while they're doing it. With their kids in the car. I mean, this guy tried to cause a car accident, not at a high rate of speed, just around a turn. And what I've been having him do lately is I was trying to go around them because I got a better car now and I can outspeed and outmaneuver a lot of these gang stalkers. A lot of them drive shitty cars or maybe even luxury cars that can't keep up. And that's not the point. A lot of them have nice shit, but look at what they've had to do for it. And this guy's in a BMW with a perp license plate, and he's with his kid. He cuts out in front of me, and then what they've been doing lately is trying to control the road. So they'll box you in to where one's behind you, one's in the left lane, one's in the right lane, in a 2-lane road. And I had one guy turn his left signal on, his right one, his left one, his right one, his left, and he wouldn't let me pass. I just wasn't able to get around this guy without getting into a car accident. So a lot of times I'll just try to outpace them and accelerate real quick and get around them. But lately that's been a new tactic that they've been getting more aggressive with their control lately. Like, you're not going to just drive where you want to drive. You're not going to drive around us. So, they want to come first on the road. They want you behind them. They want to speed around and not get pulled over. But if I do the same thing, I mean, I've been getting pulled over still a lot frequently for speeding or bullshit. They sent me a warning, gave me 2 warnings. So, and I don't even believe that that last warning was really all that. I think they're really just trying to give me a hard time and see if they can get an easy bust on me, or think that I'm smoking weed in the car, or I'm drinking or something. They can get an easy DUI ticket. No, I'm smarter than that. I don't drink and drive. If I do drink the same day if I do drive the same day that I'm going to drink, and make sure it's going to be hours until I drive, and I have water and food. And I'm not even going to risk that anymore. And I know people that still, some of them, I know, people that are not good influences that still want to drink and get me to drink. I still drink here and there, but not, I'm going to consciously really stop all, alcohol and all that stuff, because it really does get you on a bigger, it's given them a reason to watch me, even though they know other people that are selling weed and doing stuff, they let them do it. I heard one guy, this is true, there's certain people where the cops want them to sell drugs, and they will never bust them for it. They actually want them to do it. It's weird. But then once they stop selling drugs, or they stop being an alcoholic or drunk, then they really hit you. Then they really start pulling you over, and, hey, how you doing? Or is everything okay? And you're like, yeah, I'm sober now. Like, I'm good. Nothing's wrong. Oh, you sure? They harass you and they ask you questions. Where are you headed? Where are you going? Where are you coming from? All answers I decide not to give. And I always lie to the police whenever they ask me those questions. They already know where I was coming from because they're doing surveillance on me. That's why they're pulling me over in the first place. So they're just trying to make sure. They're just trying to really mess with your head, and like with me, they're really trying to mess with my head and get in there and get me to internalize all this crap as being my fault, or they've got a reason to watch me, or a right, a jurisdiction. They've got some sort of jurisdiction to be able to follow me from one location to the next, to the previous one, back to another one. I mean, I'll have them follow me at storefronts. I'll have them, and it's so obvious because I'll go from one location to the next, and some stranger that I just saw, the same stranger somewhere else, and they'll be in another place, and I'll go to somewhere else, and they'll be there too, and it's just creepy. You know, that's how you know you're being followed. It's not necessarily the 4 right turn rule. You make 4 right turns and you are definitely being followed. I agree with that, but you don't. They could be in front of you in traffic and following you. I mean, they've been getting really aggressive with this new car that I got. They've been trying to get me into a car accident and try to destroy my car. That's what they want. I had a guy hit me, nicked my bumper, and just scratched it. And he just kept going. This guy had a Wabash College license plate, white truck, white Chevy or Ford, and he just kept going. And I filed a incident report, not a formalized police report. I'm like, dude, this guy, he probably didn't have insurance. He's probably drunk on his perp job. He's probably just hammered drunk, or buzzed on crack or whatever he is, meth. A lot of Gangstalkers are on meth. A lot of them smoke meth and crack to stay up around the clock. But they've got so many idiots dedicated to me. I mean, they've got hundreds. It seems like there's hundreds of them, or a couple thousand. And then those hundreds or a couple thousand, it seems, follow me from one city to the next, and into next city after that, and the next town, the next township, and they seem to be notifying people, either to badmouth me, to not do business with me sometimes, or to not hire me or whatever. Not all of them though. I'm still able to get clientele, but I'm serious about this. I feel like I should have more clientele than what I've had, and recently I've seen a little decline in some of my clientele. Like when I first started this thing a couple months ago, April 10th, this little service-based business, and the rest I want to, like I said, online. And I'm not going to say what I'm doing, but that's nobody's business. That's not what the point of this is. It's just that these people are so desperate, they need it, man. They really are requiring themselves as a form of sick entertainment. It'd be bad, it'd be terrible if they were torturing animals. Okay, but that's not good enough. Animals can't fight back. Animals can't really talk. They can't speak English, so they can't speak in any language that we can understand, so they like to harass human beings. That's the next best thing, not just animals, not just doing animal sacrifices to their pagan gods. It's got to be, they'll go all the way up to human beings. So I think that's why I've seen a lot of people, a lot of disappearances in national state parks. It probably has something to do with organized stalking. Probably, it definitely does, because they're making people homeless, and if somebody wants to avoid the homeless shelter, like I've been in the state park situation too, and I really believe there's aliens that hide out in some of these state parks, because we heard and saw some weird shit, and then I had all blacked out helicopters. This is all the way in Oregon. I'm from Indiana, and then I had relocated to Minnesota, and I had a buddy from Indiana that said, I'm leaving Indiana too, and I said, this is our chance to never go back to Indiana. Never. This is a few years ago. This guy ended up ditching me in a hotel in Bakersfield, California. Ditched me there. He knew that my car had just been, I just sold it because I had to scrap it, and scrapped it for like $500. Just did the same thing to another car I had, which I had all these buyers hitting me up, and I didn't used to have this happen on OfferUp, but I used to sell something, and I used to list stuff on there all the time and list it, and then it would sell immediately. But now it's like Gangstalkers intercept almost any transactional they try to intercept. They're trying to intercept any transactional value that I'm providing, and they try to insert themselves in chat rooms and chat boxes and fake clientele. You know, people that are hitting me up for a job that are not really looking for a job. They're more or less just probing. So it's really obvious, you know, at this point that I'm definitely not making this up. Definitely not looking for validation, unless other targets really are like, you know, trying to. But yeah, with that, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm really, you know, tired and worn out from experiencing this for so long. I'm 31. I'm going on 32. I started making these channels. I made a few other channels, and those got my phone got hacked. I can't even log in back into the account and delete the account. So unless I break into my own account, and I've been locked out of several emails. It's been rumored that if you're locked out of emails, you are a high level, you know, profile. You know, I'm a high profile target, and it's true. All of it's true. I mean, I've been blocked out of email accounts. I've had family friends tell me they were going to help me with some supplemental income, and I could be their apprentice, and then they started acting weird, like really aggressive, like they're protecting people in this regime, or like they got contacted to harass me, to play into the conspiracy. So there's no getting away from it, and that's the pressure that they want me to feel. There's no matter where you go, you're cornered. No matter what you do, we're going to try to, you know, get involved with it and make it fail. And I had a guy tell me this years ago, because I ranked #1 on Google for a notary business that I had nearby, and he said you need to just go ahead and just get on disability. He's like, I'd just get on disability if I were you. Just surrender. I'm like, that's a cop-out. Like, why would I do that? My business is starting to pick up, and I said, by me being in this facility, I'm probably missing out on clientele right now. Money. Freedom. You guys are trying to restrict me, limit me, block me, keep me hidden from the rest of society. Then they'll, you know, obviously do this in plain sight, but they'll let it be known that only the target will know, because they'll be sensitized to the organizations, the license plates, you know, these people, and they'll follow you to hotels. They'll follow you to fucking anywhere I want to try to get some privacy and get alone. They'll follow me. I'll be followed, and people will be watching what I'm doing. They'll be on their phones. They'll be laughing. You know, they'll be laughing like they've got an inside joke about all of it. And it's pretty much all consistent. You know, they'll avoid, another thing they'll do is they'll avoid me when I'm just trying to provide something that is of real value. They'll try to avoid me, or not transact with me, or like earlier my change they didn't, you know, put in the when I was buying groceries, they wouldn't let me. They were trying to like hold me up. They're like, oh yeah, it won't spit your change back out. Oh, we gotta unlock it, and then it ended up spitting my change back out. And then she said, oh, I called someone over to come over, and then you know, it ended up, nobody came over, and it ended up working. Same thing kind of happened at FedEx today. I went and had to print some stuff off, and this guy said, oh, I don't know how to do that. And then he knew how to do it the whole time, and then he went ahead and did it. And it was just some gay dude that worked at FedEx, and then he ended up doing it. And which tells you he knew how to do his job, he just didn't want to. And he immediately I was polite. I wasn't an ass kisser, I was just polite, cordial, neutral. And this guy was just immediately didn't like me. You know, that's just so obvious right there. He just immediately didn't like anything I had to say or offer about even paying them money to have a service provided, to receive some stuff I wanted to print out to help, you know. Again, make more money so I could pass out, some stuff, do some marketing material, so I can advertise. And he was being difficult about it, and he knew how to do his job. And then he went ahead and did his job after he told me he wasn't qualified. He didn't know how to do it. But then he went ahead and did it. So with that, guys, I'm gonna get out here and get some sleep. Bye.